run, two, come, let's go. I said, 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 run, two, come, let's go.
Welcome back. Want to appreciate y'all for tuning in again. Today we're going to talk about who is in your success circle. Who in your life right now is in your... Who is in your circle right now? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your auntie? Is it your grandma? Is it your friends? Is it your gang members? Is it your posse? Is it your cousins? Is it somebody you work with? Is it your mentor? Is it a teacher? Is it a coach? You know what I mean? Is it your girl? Is it your dude? It's very important to understand why having a success circle is actually a necessity. With the individuals, like if you do the research, individuals like, I'm not going to name drop, but individuals who became billionaires, who created cars, who created industries, you know what I mean? Oil industries and steel industries and even internet industries. All of them had one thing in common. They all had what they call a mastermind group, or they had like a round table. And all it pretty much was is other successful individuals or successful minded individuals who had the same type of vision or shared the same type of positive energy that person could feed upon to assist them with positive reinforcement to attain their personal goals. You know, if you read a book called Think and Grow Rich, that's one book I do recommend. Think and Grow Rich, it talks about how Henry Ford did everything he could do to create the assembly line. But at one point, he was trying to build a transmission. And he kept trying over and over and over and over and over to try to get the transmission right. And when he finally got it right, it was Thanksgiving morning. He went and plopped it on the kitchen table where the turkey was supposed to be. He was happy about it, but his wife told him, you better get that off my turkey table. But at the same time, she supported him through all the trials, through all the tribulations. So she was rolling with him. Support. So she was feeding him positive energy for him to keep going. And then when he finally figured out how to create that transmission, along with the other ideas that he had, he was able to put forth what was in his head upon earth, and we driving forwards right now. Also, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, it talks about how, they try to embarrass Ford. They try to embarrass him one day in court and start asking him all these silly questions like, who's the president of the United States? When was America founded? Or just frivolous stuff like, what's the colors of the rainbow? And he was answering those questions and whatnot. But he said, enough of this. I'm done entertaining y'all. He said, look, y'all can ask me any question on earth. And I guarantee you, I got the resources to push a button to have a person smart enough to give you the answer you're looking for. That's because he surrounds himself or surrounded himself with like-minded people that was smart and smarter than him. So if he needed them for a resource, he could tap their phone or tap them on the shoulder. Back then, phones were now. Tap them on the shoulder or, write a letter and set up a meeting with him. Was no email back then. So that's how they ran. Not to get into any conspiracy theories or anything like that, but it's powerful families right now that they meet once a year or a yearly or a quarterly in different places to figure out how they gonna run the planet. They literally meet and figure out how they gonna run the planet. Like, seriously. the price of gas, the industry, stock prices. What are blacks going to be doing this year? How many blacks are going to die? Do you know research has shown, if you do the research, that the way that they figured out how many prisons they're going to need to build is how many kids failed at 3rd grade. That was crazy. When I learned that, I was in an economics class and learned that. They actually said the way that they figured out how many prisons they're going to build is going to be based on how many people failed at 3rd grade. Well, you don't go to prison till you're 18. So that sounds like a plan and a plot to me versus rehabilitating at 3. In the 3rd grade to get them where they need to be. They'd rather build a prison to capitalize off the negative behavior, to allow that person to keep continuously going through those, through that pattern of life so they can wind up right where they want them to be. How else would they do that? Or they'll market things to them. They'll put things out there for them, such as drugs, things that alter their memory. In their neighborhood, all they can see is things that inebriate them in a negative manner. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into detail. We already know. We done heard it a million times. But for those that don't know, that's liquor stores. For those that don't know, okay, on every corner in the hood. So if everybody drunk, if everybody broke, if everybody mad, what are those circles? It's going to be violence. It's going to be negativity. It's going to be gang banging. It's going to be robbery. It's going to be murder. It's going to be cheating. It's going to be plotting. And it's going to be scheming and definitely hoeing. I've grown up in that environment and I've lived to see that's pretty much what it is. Now, not saying all people are bad people in those places because I come from that. But I will say I saw way more negative than positive. The only people that I really, as men, knew that had a job was my principal, the maintenance man, and the mailman. Them the 3 people that I saw had jobs, the 3 men. So those 3 industries to me was people, that was the only men that really worked. Everybody else was hustling, scraping, and, robbing to get what they needed to get. That was the mentality because of my environment. My behaviors that I actually engaged in was based on my circle. It was based on what my buddies was doing. So who was my circle? I had robbers in my circle. I had hustlers in my circle. I had thieves in my circle. I had fighters in my circle. So I had treacherous people in my circle. In my environment. Not to go into detail, but my neighbors was off the chain. My neighbors was off the chain. And my neighbors was off the chain. And I was off the chain. But that was the normalcy of the environment. So when we look at circles and when we look at like the people in the hood that hung together, it was like cliques. We were cliques. So it was more so, what did your clique do? What was your clique into? You know what I mean? Like what was they into? Was that the robbery clique? Was that the hustler clique? Was that the schoolboy clique? Or was it the player clique? Was it the dancing clique? So who was your circle? Now when I look at my past, man, we was all just trying to make it. Like we was literally trying to survive. Like literally trying to survive. And it was hard. But, for those that made it through, good job. I ain't going to say unscathed. We done all got scathed. Why am I telling you this? Why am I going into detail about this? Because your circle is going to influence your behavior. What you here to do is something you're probably going to do if you hear it enough. Man, you should go on and drop out of school, bro. Man, ain't nobody gonna get out here and get this money. And we got some girls out here, bro. Man, we got like 4 chicks over here. Why you going to class? See what I'm saying? That's what we went through. So instead of focusing on somebody saying, look, y'all got an opportunity to play sports or get good grades, get a gig, you know what I'm saying? Go off to college and get up out of here and be whatever you want to be. I never heard that in my environment where I was living. Now, the school I went to, it was something different, and we'll get into that later. But my environment, oh, no, 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 no. You had cheerleaders, you know, people that'll see you going to school, they'll be like, you know, good job. They called me schoolboy. You know what I'm saying? Because I made sure I went to school regardless of what was going on. I was going to go to school. You know, my mom had too much faith in me and investment in us. And she told us, my mom told us, this was before we got to the environment. Education is your way out. Education, if you get education, you will be able to do what you want to do. So I'm coming to the environment with that on my head. But my environment is telling me something totally different. So now I'm clashing. I'm clashing. So the only way for me to actually gauge and figure this out, I had to build my own round table. I had to build my own mastermind. And who was it? It wasn't people from the hood. You know what I mean? My one dude, I don't want to put his name out there, whatnot, but he know who he is. He was always in my corner, and he would give me good advice. My dude. You know who you are. You know who you are. But outside of that, I had to create imaginary people. Because the people where I went to school at, the parochial school, they was on a different planet. They don't see crime the way we see crime. They working at restaurants and having 2 and 3 restaurant jobs while we trying to scrape back because we can't get hired at the places they work in. So I had to build my own mastermind group. So what I did, I went and hollered at all the rich people that I saw on TV. I wanted to talk to them. You know how I did that? I wanted to know what they was thinking. So I started tuning in. Whenever they did an interview. I started reading magazine articles that they did. I started actually reading their books, going to bookstores. I'm just say going to bookstores, discount bookstores, grabbing their books and reading them from cover to cover. Not skimming them, not going through the table of contents, but actually reading them, highlighting, taking notes. Taking these notes from this book and these notes from this book, combining them together. So for me, I had my round table of people that was already successful in industries. I had a stock market dude. I had a movie and TV show guy. Of course, I had rappers, but hip-hop wasn't super big yet. I know that might sound far-fetched. Hip-hop was not like huge yet. But it was some rappers out of New York making noise. And real recognize real, so you see what's on them. So I'm reading their articles, seeing what they got to say. You know what I'm saying? So and there was a few more. Like I said, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, you know, Dale Carnegie. You know, there's other authors out there. Do your own research. The only reason why I say do your own research because there's so many. Just go to the self-help section in a bookstore. That's why I say that. But I put all these people together and I would see what they was thinking. I would see the common denominator and how they was thinking. The common variable. What did they do? What were their habits? Like waking up in the morning early, like working out. I was already doing that. Like having a vision, having a focus, setting goals, writing down goals, writing down your plans. Actually, self-actualization exercises, which means boosting yourself up, not allowing other people to tell you what you are, allowing yourself to tell you what you are and what you're going to become. I took over my own brain with information from these people that I respected and that I wanted to emulate. Color didn't matter. I wanted what they had. Give me in that brain. So for me, that's what I had to do. I went to the clubs. You know what I'm saying? I still did, whatever in the street, had fun. But I focused on education and not just school, on educating myself. That's what I focused on. Because by doing that, I knew that anything I ever wanted to know, I could find out. Anything, any type of job, any type of career, any type of business I wanted to start, I could just go do it. And I'm going to talk to y'all about that in another video, not this one. But you have to put a circle around you, a mastermind, who have similar goals that you have. Some of them you need to have people in it who's already made it and willing to help you get there. I did volunteer work just to figure out and learn how to do some of the stuff I know how to do now. Just to learn how to do it, I did it for free to learn it. They gave me the opportunity to learn. I'm going to go get that information, use it for myself, and capitalize. That, I got to say, that's probably one of the biggest differences of me and my peers. Is my vision, even though I was in the realm of what we was all into, my vision was beyond. My vision was beyond. So, last but not least, who in your circle right now, in your circle right now, who are the people that's tearing you down? Who are they? I didn't say what's the relationship. I said who are they? I didn't say how much you love them. I said who are they? Because sometimes you could actually be sleeping with the enemy. Sometimes somebody might not want you to come up because they'll be exposed for who they really are, or they feel you're going to leave them behind because they don't feel they're capable. That's a tough pickle to be in, but it's real that you have to make a decision on whether you're going to stay in that situation. And if you happy, it is what it is. But if not, you only get one life in this body, in this body. We don't know what's next. They say what's next. When this is over with, it's over in this. So you might as well fulfill what you want while you're in this. Go do it. What are you waiting on? Oh, I'm going to just wait. For what? You might not be here next year. This country might not be here in 4 years. You don't know. Go do it. Who is tearing you down in your own circle? And who you constantly running to daily on a daily basis, telling them everything you're going to do so they could tear it down? How many dreams have been squashed? How many things have they put on the back burner because they didn't think you could do it? You should have never left it up to them to decide anyway. This is your life. This is your dream. If you're married, y'all a couple, y'all need to work that out together. Because y'all life is intertwined. Y'all lives are intertwined. So y'all need to really come together on a common accord. That's the whole point of marriage anyway. To come together on a like accord so that y'all could come up. If you want to stay at the same level, just stay single and party. But if you're trying to build a family, build a legacy, trying to elevate, because you need to leave something behind. When I say sleeping with the enemy, it could be your boyfriend, it could be your husband. It could be your girlfriend, it could be your wife. But when I say sleeping with the enemy, it don't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be your siblings. Y'all sleeping in the same house together. Y'all sharing the same fork, spoons, and soap. You could be sleeping and eating breakfast with the enemy. Your own mama. God forbid, because moms are everything. But it's some toxic moms out here. I do a lot of counseling. I do a lot of, sessions with kids whose moms are toxic. I talk to the kid and see what's going on with their behavior. And then I talk to the mom to get her take, or the pops, or the grandma. And a lot of the times it's issues that moms or grandma or pops ain't dealt with in their own personal life. And they taking it out on the kids, or they stuck in their issue, so the kid is just getting neglected. You see what I'm saying? And it's nobody's fault. It's just they didn't get mentally help how they should to be able to move forward. A lot of people get stuck. And last but not least, what I would like to say is we in a new age, planets is lining up right now, a little different. Happens once in a long time. I'm going to put it like that. Things beyond Pluto, we'll leave that alone. But things are different. This is a new age. You're going into a new age. The age of Aquarius. And things are going to be different. It's going to be different. Because the people that control the strings are going to make things different. So for us, what we have to do is come together in these round tables of like minds. And for people that's less like-minded, that want to become, I don't want to say more, but fulfill the way people on the next level are, like next level of thinking. The people right here need to grab them people and educate them and pull them up. That's the whole premise of me doing these videos. The whole premise of me doing this is to help. I could only do what I could do. I could only give you what I research and what's in me and what the universe give me. So, I've been called to do my part to help you. I might not even ever met you, but you watched this for a reason. So, I'm on my mission. Get on your mission. Look at your circle. See who in it. If it's toxic, you need to eradicate the toxins. Get them up out of there. Get the vermin up through. Get your life back. Build a new circle. If you don't have no friends that you can actually talk to, like I said, do what I did. Go get you some books, some magazines, some interviews, some articles of the people that you see or where you want to be. Read the books that could help you here and help you here. That being said, y'all take care. Stay focused. Consistently try to better yourself on a daily basis. Even if you're just reading something that you never read before, just get some inspiration. Don't just look at the same four walls and the same four boxes, in the same neighborhood, in the same street, in the same dirt, in the same food truck. Don't just keep looking at the same thing. Go catch a bus to the suburbs or something, to a park, and just sit, think. If you got a whip on up to a park in one of them areas they say you shouldn't be in and just chill by the lake or something. It'll make you think different. Look at some of them houses up there. And don't just say, ooh, them houses look good. Them people probably rich. Them people just like you. They just made different choices. That don't mean you can't do the same thing. Make some different choices and get something that you like. That being said, till next time, peace.
Run, two, come, let's go. I said, run.